Hello, movie lovers, and welcome to the show. So today I have my good friend and pal Don with me, and we're going to be talking about Cobra Kai season 6, part 3. It's sad to see this show go, but it's been a blast talking about the show. We might actually do a couple of rewatch reviews and stuff like that too to follow up with this review because I want to go from episode season 1 all the way to this season. So, with further ado, let's go ahead. Let's talk about some Cobra Kai because Cobra Kai never dies, people. Let's do it.
I found a shirt. Right there. Cobra Kai never dies.
You see, I want to get that shirt. I was so close on Amazon the other night, right?
Dude,
my wife goes, "Why don't you get it?" I said, "I would, but it's imported."
I love that shirt. I love this shirt. I think I got it at Walmart, dude. And I have the socks to match that are like the blue and the pink and the purple. Yeah, dude.
Because seriously, I was going to get some PJs before whenever they were selling them at Walmart, and now they don't even have it.
Oh, that sucks. I had the yellow. My dog freaking chewed them up, but I had the yellow Cobra Kai slides.
Oh, shit.
Freaking dope.
I also had the thing to put the lanyard as well. Whenever Spencer's was selling them, I got a bunch of Cobra Kai merch from Spencer's back in the day.
Hell yeah!
But anyways, that's enough of us trying to advertise Cobra Kai merch to you.
I can't stand this show. I can't stand. This is the worst show ever. I hate this.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a zero. If I could give it anything, it would be a 0. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I would give it a -1 star on Yelp if I could.
Damn. But no, seriously, we love this show so much. We're just breaking balls. But, I just thought this season was so good. Because the way they wrapped it up, this is how you do a final season to something.
Yes.
This is right up there with Breaking Bad for me when it comes down to when final seasons of a TV show comes out. This is right next to The Sopranos ending. This is right next to Breaking Bad. And I'm going to put this on my Rush, you know what I'm saying? Rushmore TV series.
Wow, John.
What?
Couldn't get that one out. No, I know what you're saying because I love this show so much. And I talk about this and Jason laughs at me so much about it. But the lore that this show adds to the first 3 movies, I mean, really the whole story, but for me, the first 2 movies especially, but the first 3 movies are just so good. I mean, there's a moment, or not a moment, but in the second part where they introduce the dude that's working with Terry Silver, and he's the dude that is in part 3.
Part 3. He ended up. Remember, we talked about that on part 2.
I love that. And then in this one, the judge or the referee is the dude that was in 3rd place in the first tournament in the original movie. I just love little things that they do like that in this show that just, man, it's so good. It's so much
really is
fun and nostalgia. And it really is lore. It's building a world and building up things in this world that are just so much fun when you're like, oh my God, no way. That, okay, cool. Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. So
Terry Silver is hands down my favorite villain of the Karate Kid series.
Man, he's so good.
To give him the extra edge throughout whenever he gets reintroduced into this world again is really good.
I thought they were going to be like, oh, redemption tale for him, and then they were like, no. And I was like, thank you. He's the villain. Like, let's
we'll talk about that in a few minutes though too, because I thought that myself. With him having cancer and everything else.
I thought they were going to turn it, yeah.
Right. But let's talk about this, okay? So the key moments for me was when, you have that whole entire thing with Sam. It's like, what am I fighting for? What the hell is the point of doing this? This was something that I was fighting for in high school. It's not that important to me now. We ended up going down to Barcelona, and we ended up, the big brawl ended up happening. But at the end of the day, what am I fighting for? I'm going to be going away to college, and this is going to be nothing to me. So what means nothing to her also means everything to Robbie and Miguel.
Sure.
So of course they would want it, and so does Tori. So you had 3. So you had 3 characters that really wants it because that's all they know. And also too, it started with them in Cobra Kai and ended just with them in Cobra Kai with Robbie and Tori.
Yes, I have some things to say about that. Oh my gosh. But no, what I wanted to say about what you were just saying though is I think her decision, even though we get the kind of Mr. Miyagi moment at the end, I think her walking away from the tournament is the juxtaposition to Daniel not being able to in the first tournament. Right. And not that he should have, or, he did it for the right reasons, but he couldn't walk away. You know what I mean? He still had to get over that hump, that fear that he felt inside. So he felt like he had to finish it. Or she's, like you said, she's going off to college. She doesn't have anything really to not gain from it, but nothing can really push her more forward than where she's got already.
It's like already where I'm at. So
plus the fact that she's going to Iwo Jima. Come on, right. Like we can't skip past that she's going to Mr. Miyagi's home. Like, man, there's so many good things with that storyline that I love with Sam that they did this season.
And let's talk about the Miyagi moment for me. I really love the Miyagi moment where Daniel's coming to a crossroads of like, well, why am I fighting for? What was my purpose of doing this? And I felt like ever since the first one, Daniel had a reason to fight. Because he had to stand up to the bullies, stand up to Johnny, stand up to Kreese the whole entire time. Even Silver. His whole entire life was him fighting. He didn't want to fight or anything. He had no choice but to fight. Yeah. Is the thing. And, and also too, Miyagi's dojo was never about fighting, if you can remember.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So it was always about the defense.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's also a justification to Daniel of him never wanting to fight. Mm-hmm. And him fighting, and then Miyagi's like, look, you don't have to fight anymore. There's no reason for you to fight.
Yeah, and what a scene, right? I mean, what a scene with them two fighting all the skeletons from, oh man, that's such a cool scene. Just, again, bringing back the lore and that moment where Daniel can't fight and Miyagi has to fight for him, and now they can fight back to back, and they're just insane. It was such a well done moment. But yeah, I do like that where, look, Daniel has never been able to walk away from a fight, even though he doesn't want to fight. Mm-hmm. And him now being able to, even, again, going back to what was happening with Sam, where he's like, no, I'm proud of you for this. Like, I'm actually proud of you for making this decision. And him willing to do that, too.
Right. So. And he's like saying, look, you did what I couldn't do.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at you for not wanting to do this.
Nope.
And as a matter of fact, he even had that whole entire thing of like, I wanted to quit anyways. So I'm actually even more proud of you for wanting to be the bigger person and not fight.
Yeah.
So even though he was kind of disappointed at the fact that she doesn't want to go to UCLA or anything because of the fact that, she's going to be away from home and she's going to be in Aquiana. Well, I can't even say the word.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I definitely loved it.
I'm sorry, Okinawa.
No, yeah,
I said it wrong. You're right.
Well, I didn't say it right. You said it right. So, but still, though, I mean, I love how that part plays out. And then you also have Johnny, who's actually with Daniel, who's selling cars now for Daniel. And then you have this whole entire meeting of the other guys, or like of the big heads of the tournament, and they're like, well, if all the other senseis are okay with it, then we'll go ahead and do this.
Yeah.
And I know we touched on it in the trailer reaction that we did.
Right.
And we're like, okay, so it was actually pretty much Silver that made Daniel choose where he wanted it at. So Daniel does have kind of control, like we mentioned. So therefore, I felt like I was right on that prediction. It's just happened differently than what I was thinking.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think you hit it. I mean, yeah, it wasn't exactly how you said it, but you were on the right path for sure. So yeah, no, it was a good prediction, man, because how else does he get them to agree to this? Really?
Exactly.
Like, how else does he get them to agree to it? He has to give them some kind of illusion of control.
And I like how Johnny basically calls Silver out at the table. He's like, dude, I saw you at the I seen you over at the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? And he's like, look, I don't have much to live for. I'm going to be dying soon anyways.
And what a great moment too that is, right? Johnny bringing Silver to Daniel's house and them having to sit down. But the whole time, Johnny is with Daniel. Like he never, like he does, because Silver says something to Daniel, and Johnny's like, "Oh hell no, I'm not going along with you."
Because remember, Daniel says this to him. He goes, "What's in it for you?"
Yeah,
and he goes, "Nothing's in it for me. I just want this."
Oh yeah,
to be
he calls
finished.
this bull. He's like, "No bullshit." Like
right,
right.
So at first, it looks like Johnny's leaning in a little bit, and then he winds up going with Daniel. But I like how he kind of fools Daniel at first because you trust me, right? Because yeah, of course. Why wouldn't I? Then all of a sudden, in walks Silver in his own house.
Which dude, how do you not kick him right in the face right then and there?
Right,
you not kick him right in the.
But you also have to have that moment of like, I trust Johnny. He has good intentions. Yeah. So therefore, Daniel's kind of leveled out a little bit to where he can actually hear what Silver has to say, even though Silver's nothing but a dirty snake.
Which I love Johnny. Look, he has come a long way. He's still my favorite character in this whole show. But the dude just kidnapped you. There's no way I'm bringing him to Daniel's house. Like right. If I'm him. I'm like, we're meeting in a neutral place where there's a lot of people.
I'm meeting you in the mall.
Yeah,
food court.
Like, right. Yeah, like I'm not bringing him to his house, dude. There's no way. So that's the one thing where I'm like, all right, Johnny, you got to make a little better decision there. But no, other than that, man, again, Johnny has come so far. Well, I know we'll get to that, but damn, he's come so far.
He has. And then, okay, so let's get into this whole other thing, though, too, because I want to get into the tournament stuff and the increase and stuff like that. Absolutely. So you also have the outcome of what happens with Quan dying and then burying Quan and then burning the casket, and then you also have the grandfather who winds up telling the Chinese woman that Chosen was in love with, look, if you want to take this over, you're gonna have to earn it. And I thought at first she was gonna kill Kreese because that's what it was looking like. I'm like, there's no way that she's gonna kill Kreese, right? And then instead she winds up pulling the dagger out on him.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming at all.
I saw it coming when it was happening, not before, I would say. Like when they showed her like creeping up, I was like, that's not Kreese's. Like that's not where Kreese is.
When they start showing Kreese in bed, I'm like, either Kreese is not in bed where he's supposed to be in bed.
Right.
And there's just going to be an empty bed. You know, we've seen this several times, right, Don? In every movie. There's some pillows that are plopped up to look like a body, but it's not really a body. She's just going to stab a couple pillows, and Kreese is going to show up behind her, and he's going to kill her.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. But instead, I like how they ended up switching it to where Kreese is in bed, but he can't sleep because of the anxieties that he's having. Mm-hmm. And then you have the grandfather who's actually sleeping. So I like to switch.
Yeah, and I think he saw that's why he was there so fast. Because I think he saw her going up there to the grandfather's tent or hut, whatever you want, whatever it is you want to say he was in. I think he saw that because he knew. I think he knew because the conversation they had, when they're having that conversation, I think that's when she was going to kill him, Kreese.
I think so too.
And when they finished that conversation, that's when I'm like, I don't know if she's still going to kill him or not. She might kill the grandfather now. And then when she's sneaking up, I'm like, yeah, this is definitely the grandfather. I'm like, this is definitely not Kreese. So I don't know, man. Because that conversation between them, man, he's just like, I get it. Like, I get it. Like, you have every right to freaking hate him and hate me and hate everybody. Like, you have every right.
Exactly. And then, once that plays out, she goes on ahead and starts training the other dojo. And you're thinking that Kreese is going to bring her with him to the States and they're going to reformulate the Cobra Kais. But instead, they don't have a team captain on Cobra Kai. It's just Tori by herself.
Yep.
So she's soloing it. So it does kind of pave the way of like a pink by the numbers kind of thing if you think about it, where someone's got to step in to be their partner. So you're thinking that maybe Kreese might do it. But then again, Kreese is not even in his... How I knew that he was done with this whole entire karate thing was when he starts just dressing as a regular person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, he's done with this life.
Yep.
And this guy has a full of regrets. Mm-hmm. And I like how he goes over to Johnny. And he says, look, please forgive me. I forgot what happened. I mean, no, I didn't forget what happened. I remember what happened that night at the tournament. That was one of the nights that I regret. That was one of my ugliest sides of me. I am sorry. And I'm not going for verbatim. That's actually me just paraphrasing.
Yeah.
But I like how Johnny doesn't forgive him at first, because that's just like how life is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are they really going to end it like this, where you can apologize for something that you did, and it's up to that other person to forgive that other person. And sometimes in life, that person doesn't forgive you. So therefore, that person has now have to suffer that on their shoulders rather than it be on somebody on your conscience. Because at least you were the bigger person to forgive to ask for forgiveness.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, man, and especially with everything that he's been dealing with this whole season, with trying to get rid of those feelings for Johnny and walk away from that and everything. In that moment, for him to just be like, "No, man, I'm wrong. Like I was wrong." I really thought I really love that moment with them too, because man, and Johnny being like, "No, dude, like I loved you, like I looked up to you,
I idolized you,
right?" And you completely just dicked me over, like really, really bad.
Because he was like a father to him.
Moment, man. Yeah. Well, and because his stepdad was a dick too,
right?
So that was he felt like that was the only person he had.
But
it's a great moment, man. It's a great moment with them.
I really love that moment between the two of them, and then even further whenever you get into it, where Johnny comes running out of the tournament, and he tells him everything. He breaks down. He goes, "Man, I needed you when I needed you the most. I idolized you. I looked up to you. You were like a father to me.
Yeah,
and you broke my heart.
Yeah,
he goes, what I really needed was just you, man." And he hugs him. Chris winds up hugging him and cries, and I'm crying. My wife was looking at me in bed. I'm like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think I am. I'm just having a moment." Man. But it reminds me of Best of the Best at the ending of that movie.
And, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
And that's for me. Anytime when a character that has like a father-son dynamic, and it has those key moments, like with The Flash, the TV series, whenever Barry visits his father in prison, I broke down and cried like a baby. But this one with Johnny, that's just this Johnny and Kreese in that moment, I was also crying.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude, I was tearing up the whole time during this whole season, man. Like there were so many moments. The moment with Daniel and Sam, the moment right now that we're talking about. I mean, there's so many really great moments in this, like emotional moments that bring you in, because like I said, man, you think about the first 3 movies and watching them, and they were just fun, like whatever, like I love these movies. But this just brings so much more to all these characters and makes it so much more emotional, man. I'm so much more connected to all of them because of this show.
They make them a lot more humanized if you think about it.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, they humanize the goons.
It's still like that whole level of like, but it's still so good too. Like it's still so good.
And not only that, dude, like I feel like with the writing itself, they humanize the goons to where you want to get rid of them, but at the same time, though, they're also relatable to the point where they make some good points here and there, and you just wind up like, what the fuck is wrong with me? I don't really want them, but I do, and they humanize them to the point where you can actually peel back the layers to them a little bit and just follow them along.
For sure.
But I'm with you though. Like when you watch the first 3 movies, they're like, okay, these are great 80s movies that I can watch and just shove popcorn in my face. The only one that I could say that had some layers to it was part 3 because of Terry being in there, and he had a lot of layers to his character compared to Kreese. But this one added so much more depth to each character arc.
Yeah,
to the point where you care about them.
Yeah, both everybody, but both definitely Terry and Kreese for sure, because like you said, I mean, we get one movie with each of them, really, if you think about it. So it's it's not that much to them, but Terry Silver is definitely the more complicated one of the 2, I would say.
Yeah,
for sure,
he definitely is. And
if we're just going by the movies.
Yeah, if you just go by the movies itself, he's the more complex one. Even in the series, though, he's also complex.
Oh, for sure. But I think we get a lot of Kreese backstory too that makes him pretty. He's a pretty interesting dude too.
Yeah, where you can actually relate to him in a sense.
For sure.
But
I still think the dude that plays him in the younger one should play Biff in a reboot of Back to the Future. That dude should definitely play Biff. Anyway.
Okay. But let me think. There was something else. So Dimitri and Hawk are now going to MIT. MIT together.
Yeah, them two being friends again is so great, man.
And I also like it too when Miguel and also Robbie both look at the Valley in the Valley tournament, and he goes, "You know, the last time we were here, we were enemies, and now look where we're at now." So I like how they're doing self-reflection of who they once were. It's like being from boys to men. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I once thought as a boy. Now I'm thinking as a young man.
And they're brothers now. I mean, they really are brothers now. They're not enemies anymore, which is great.
No. And that was another good key moment. Let me think here. So let's talk about the whole entire fact that, you know, Terry's on his way out. This is all he has left. And he's still going to be a dick. And you can definitely tell that he's not going to change at all through this. And I'm happy that they didn't do this. I'm happy that they still made him a villain. Because I feel like you need that. You have redeemable moments where Kreese is now redeemed. He's okay. I actually love where they went with him. To the point where it's like, okay, you need at least one villain in this. You don't just need... And even though they have the dragon master, you know what I'm saying, the sensei from the dojo, you still need somebody alongside him to be the puppeteer to antagonize him even more.
Oh, for sure. Oh, so, and that dude is such a
put
dick.
Terry there is perfect.
Yeah, but that dude's a dick too anyway.
Yeah.
It seems like, at least.
Yeah, he's a dick no matter what, but even more of a dick because...
Yeah, when you got somebody being like, go ahead, like, do whatever you want.
And then I call the guy that that's in that the Dragon Dojo, I call him Drago, because that's basically who he is. He's like Drago from Rocky, and I'm going to quote Rashad because that's actually who he reminds me of. Because remember in Rocky where it's like it was hard to get a hit on him, he was never bleeding or anything like that, and every single time whenever Robbie would go ahead and try to hit him, he was not bleeding. Then he goes on ahead and hits him, and he starts bleeding. So it shows that he is human, and then also too, he's also getting abused by his own sensei as well. Yeah. And you know, I was waiting for him just to kick his ass.
Oh, for sure. But he makes him cheat, and you know, and we get the moment, the Miyagi moment. Fuck God. I don't like the dude. I just don't like the dude because but it's not because it's his fault. It's his sensei's fault.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like you just said, like he's so hard on him. It's like, yeah, but this dude is still like, I don't know, man. I'd have kicked that sensei's ass if I was. I
feel bad for Robbie though. Yeah, me too.
I'm telling you, that dude wouldn't be able to push me that far. That dude would not have been able to push me.
No. After the first hit, you would be decking him the whole entire time.
I'd have been, me and him. He'd have kicked my ass probably, but I'd have been like.
But at the end of the day, at least you could go out fighting. You know,
like, you ain't doing that. I'm like, you're not doing that to me.
But dude, the way
he definitely is the Drago. He is definitely Drago.
He's Drago in this case because look at it like this, because of the fact that, you know, his training people are the same way Drago's training people were. And they also had all this high-tech stuff. And also, too, there's also another callback to Rocky as well. With montage. The kids. Yeah. Remember the simulation?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's Rocky to a T with the training. It's just not being used on Drago. It's being used on Miguel and Robbie.
For sure. It's
just more of an updated version of a virtual reality
dude, that VR thing was fun, too. That was a fun little moment. I like that.
But I really love the whole entire deal of, you know, there's different layers to this, and even whenever they're Johnny and Daniel are jogging, that's also, and everybody's running with them. That's another Rocky moment.
Oh yeah.
So I agree with Rashad when we did our breakdown on Jamie's channel that this is beat for Rocky, but is also pulling on layers to Cobra Kai. And I love it. I'm eating it up the whole entire time. And I also liked it when Daniel was trying
to watch it, man. Once I turned that first episode on, I couldn't stop.
I was the same way, but I was like, you know what? I'm like 30 minutes in, and I'm at work, and I was on my lunch break. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wait to finish this off with my wife because otherwise she's gonna be mad at me for watching it all.
I still watch like one episode like every 2 days. I can't do that. Once it comes out,
I think we binged it in like 2 days.
Yeah, see, I can do that. That's fine.
Because the episodes are so short that you can actually do that. All except maybe the final episode.
Yeah.
But okay, so we talked about that. Let's see. But I also felt bad for Robbie though, because it's like this was his life because he knew that he wasn't going to be able to go into college. And this was his key into getting a scholarship.
Yeah.
Just as Tori, this is also Tori's chance. They're very relatable to each other to the point where they both understand each other so well because the streets pretty much raised them.
Yeah.
And didn't really have any mother figures in a sense, even though Robbie's mother was basically an alcoholic, I guess. Wasn't a very good mother taking care of her child.
Yeah.
And then you have Tori, who doesn't really have any parents and was only looking up to Kreese, just as Johnny was looking up to Kreese as well for a father figure. And he also abandoned
the new Johnny Lawrence. Yeah, she was definitely the new Johnny Lawrence.
And he also left her just as he left Johnny as well.
Yep.
But my point is, they're very relatable because of the fact that they both, this is their shot. This is their final shot. They don't know what they're going to do with their lives. At least with Miguel, there's a chance of him getting to college. If he went, he's going to go to college no matter what.
Yeah, I think he got into somewhere, didn't he? Did he say he got into somewhere?
Yeah, he got in somewhere. I forgot where though.
I couldn't remember where, but yeah, he got into a community college or something. But yeah, no, he was I like the way they play it, but I do like what eventually happens in the end with them and that they do get recognized. But But I felt the same way in that moment. I'm just like, damn, like he's done. Like, at least for now, like until he can come back.
Right.
But he's gonna fight all the way back again. Because what is the Saikai Taikai is like every 5 years? Or
yeah, every 5 years Saikai Taikai. And our prediction was gonna be like, you know, maybe Robbie goes on ahead and be a sensei with Johnny. And I could see it going that way. But I'm glad they didn't do it that way because of the fact that it would be beat for beat predictability. And the fact that they're like, you know what, we're going to go on ahead and give Tori and him a magazine deal where she'll create logos, he'll do magazine shoots, and she might also do magazine shoots and stuff like that too, sell some merch and stuff.
Yeah.
So they're in. So I'm happy for them.
Oh yeah.
And
I think they get to do shows too. They get to do like karate, like not tournaments, but like where they go and like show off what they can do.
Right. Like different karate tournaments.
Yeah. Like demonstrations. Yeah.
Right. But I also want to bring this up though too. Remember whenever Johnny and Robbie was in the...
That's what I want to know. How much do you think they got before we move on?
Probably.
How much do you think those contracts were for?
They have to be at least $50K.
See, I'm thinking at least $1 million. I'm thinking $1 million.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I could see it probably.
Maybe $500K.
500K starting out.
Yeah.
And then later on, if it goes any further, they get more money as they advance.
Dude, but those two are set for right now. For their age, they're set.
They're set. They're going to be retiring.
Yeah.
Or keep doing this until Chuck Norris is going to retire from doing the power lift.
Yes.
But
anyway, sorry. I was just curious because I was really thinking that. I'm like, how much would that be worth? Because it's not like a football star or anything like that. So like, how much would a karate, like a really good like karate champion, like get as an endorsement? I was just curious. I just thought it was...
Yeah, that's because you know what it reminds me of? I remember going to because I took karate when I was a kid because of the Karate Kid. But I remember,
I did too.
But I remember all the karate magazines and the merch and the sparring equipment and having Chuck Norris on the front cover.
All those big ass red gloves and the boots and the helmet. Oh my god!
And that's what it reminded me of them with the shoot that they were doing. and it's going to be other kids that will look up to them too, just as we looked up to Chuck Norris on a magazine.
Absolutely, 100%.
So that's something I really love.
Movie where the kid would like daydream about like hanging out with him.
Sidekicks.
Dude, freaking love that movie.
Me too. We're gonna have to review that one.
I love that movie, dude. Absolutely.
But okay, so this is what I want to get at. Okay, when Robbie and Johnny are inside the high school office, remember? And the principal goes, well, I wanted to be a hockey player and to advance on. And, you know, she gave up on her dream. But now he gets to rub it in her face and say, hey, look, I became somebody. Mm-hmm. And therefore, just because you give up on your dream doesn't mean I have to give up on mine. And my dream is now a reality of it. Mm-hmm. So I really love that whole entire narrative. But what else are some moments for you though?
Oh man, them getting married in the hospital room, him having the moment with his friend in the church is hilarious. Yeah. That's a great moment. Oh man, there's so much. Yeah.
Hey man, what's the name of that girl that we were going? Look, dude, we're not supposed to talk.
Dude, like, that's such a good moment with them. And then him being there to officiate the wedding in the room, I thought was great. And him coming in dressed, you know, ready to propose to her, and
let's talk about the culinary stuff that he had to do.
Yeah, why are you dressed like that? And he's like, oh shoot, yeah, I forgot. And then he proposes, and she's like, yeah, and he's like, all right, it's on, guys, it's on. Like, that's so many good little moments like that, man. Oh, we have to talk about the Chosen though stuff. We have to talk about the Chosen little craziness that happens with Chosen throughout.
I love that scene though. Like they go over to Chosen, and he's brokenhearted, and he's upset because what's the girl's name from Karate Kid 2? Kimiko. Because Kimiko said that she loved me as a friend. Yeah, it's okay. I'll go watch Storage Wars now.
Oh my
Storage Wars now, and he's over there bitching at Storage Wars the whole entire time.
Oh my God, dude.
And that scene cracked me up.
Chosen is the best, man. Chosen is the best.
He's watching reality TV.
Yes. And then the chick they bring along with them for the wine festival, and he is breaking down all this stuff, the Reiki and the tarot cards and all. And then they start talking about Storage Wars. I was like,
on TV.
The only thing I will say about the Chosen storyline that I don't like, is I think they should have brought the Cobra Kai chick back as the sensei and had them two get together in the end.
And that does happen at the end.
Well, yes, but I meant like during the tournament, because while he's going through all that stuff, at the very end they do. But
I do feel like that she's sidelined.
Yeah.
For like the final season.
You know who else gets sidelined in this one that I didn't really like? Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny got sidelined.
Yeah.
I get this is the final season, but at least have him in the stands.
Yeah. He was in a couple shots, but like there was like background. Like he was literally like in the background.
I didn't even see him, to be honest with you. They should have had everybody.
There was a couple shots where they were all together, like all the team was together, and he wasn't. He was there, but I didn't like that they just kind of sidelined like main characters. Like really, like Kenny's definitely I would consider a main character now, wouldn't you?
Yeah, he's actually part of the show. He's not a guest star like he was when he first got introduced.
Yeah.
So or anything. So yeah.
But anyway, what I was getting, but Chosen, man, having this moment and this freaking crazy story arc, this love arc, it was so good, man. I love Chosen.
My question was for you is this: would you want him to be with the girl that Kreese was with, the one with the dojo, or do you want him with this girl?
Oh, I think the one that Kreese was with, the dojo one. Yeah, I think them two have been good together.
It's kind of like life in a sense, right? It's like, yes, I have all these things in common with this one person.
Yeah.
Yes, I can be happy with this person, but at the same time, I'm dating myself.
Yeah.
And if I wanted to date, go on a date, I would with myself. I would go out on a date with myself.
Yeah.
I don't want to date someone that is the same way as me.
Yeah.
I want someone of the total opposite. While we have stuff in common, but I don't want to have too much.
You think the wine date chick?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
No. I didn't, because I like that moment because it's like he's coming to the reality of the fact that he loves the girl that's miles away from him that he can't get to. It's not Komiko. It's actually the sensei. And I love that moment. And like I said, it's that moment of like, yes, I have everything down the line that I have in common with this girl. We love junk TV. We love junk reality TV.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm not too much of a fond of the tarot cards in a sense, based off of how Chosen received it at the first go round. But then he was a little bit more open to it.
Being resentful, though. I think he was just being like a dick to be a dick. Do you know what I mean? Like that. Yeah.
Because he was always a dick in the second one, a little bit.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No.
Well,
but the new Chosen isn't yours. Yeah. But the Chosen we know now isn't like that.
No.
Usually.
But yeah, that's my point, though. Is like I have all this stuff in common, but I don't want to date the same person as me. If I did, I would want to take my own stuff out. And date my own self.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that he's with her versus it being this wine girl.
No, I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense in the end for sure. But I think they could have had a couple moments with them within the tournament. Do you know what I mean? If she would have came back as at least one of the senseis for Cobra Kai or something, and maybe stepped away. I don't know, something like that.
I also feel like this. If we got that, we wouldn't have that key moment where we have Daniel dressing up in Cobra Kai key again.
Oh my gosh!
And then I love when he gives Johnny the pep talk.
Dude, that final episode, let me tell you, holy. Everything great about Cobra Kai and the Karate Kid. Like Daniel being Johnny's sensei has to be number one on my list of all things I thought I'd never see. And we got it. And it was awesome. Them driving in the freaking yellow car is so great. That's one of the best moments. It's one of the best moments in the whole freaking show. Just them two driving in that and him being like, will you be my sensei? And he's like, I thought you never asked. Oh my God. I was like, yes. Give me.
And him training him, doing the crane kick.
Dude, him walking out in the black gi and at the tournament though. Oh.
And you know what though? Every character started off in Cobra Kai before they ventured into Miyagi-Do. So it was a perfect. You started at Cobra Kai, you finished as a Cobra Kai because Cobra Kai never died.
Daniel was technically a Cobra Kai at one point.
Yeah, part 3 with Silver.
Yeah,
so
he's got some demons in his closet. He's not all.
My favorite moment though with Daniel is because are you in Cobra Kai or are you in Miyagi-Do? I'm just paraphrasing, but he goes, "Are you a pussy?"
Yeah. Oh, dude, that speech he gives him is so good. Yes, that's perfect. Because
Johnny snaps back in. He's scared to death because of the fact that because this guy's quicker than he is. He's also younger than he is and stuff. And then he just comes back and just kicks his ass. And also too, you don't have Silver there, and we're going to talk about that now. But I like how Silver's threatening to kill Johnny and his family.
Yeah.
And then even it's so messed up to this guy as well. He goes, "Are you sure you want to do this?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "Yeah, I'm sure." He goes, "Okay, I'll get the go ahead." He goes upstairs. He winds up not falling down the stairs. And I remember my wife saying, "What the hell happened?" I said, "Is it Kreese?"
It's Kreese. 100%.
And I loved it. I was eating it up.
Dude, their fight scene, so bad, but so good at the same time. And that moment, dude, of that freaking boat blowing up, holy crap. I'm like, Kreese is going out with a bang and he don't give a shit. He don't care. He does not care. He's going out with a bang, literally. And he did, man. I love that moment. I love that moment for Kreese, man.
I do too. And then also too, the actor that plays Kreese also has posted on his Instagram and his Facebook page, with a lifesaver, and I'm like, you mother effer.
He's gonna pull a Han. He's gonna pull a Han, man. I'm telling you, that's what it is. He's gonna pull a Han. He's coming back in the movie.
If anyone's gonna survive, it's gonna be Kreese.
Yeah.
And I loved how of course the boat winds up blowing up because of the propane tanks and stuff. Because Kreese and not just that, but because there was actually some flammable liquid that actually
knocked it over.
Yeah, when they were fighting, and then Kreese gets the cigar and he winds up lighting the yacht on fire, and it explodes.
Dude, yeah, I don't know how he survives that, but I think if he put the lifesaver up, man, I'm not putting it out of the question because we didn't see it. All we saw was a zoom out shot of the ship blowing up. So.
I think he's alive.
Yeah. Kreese is alive. It's going to be awesome.
And then we have Daniel also winds up buying the old Cobra Kai dojo for Johnny.
Another great moment, man. Another just great moment. Like him being able to say, I don't agree with this. This isn't my style, but you know what? It's not wrong either. Like I love that. And I love that. Oh my God, that we have to talk about that. At the end, where it was mandatory for them to go to both Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do for training. That was the best way to end. Like that was the what the real solution is. Right. You're going to learn both. You're going to learn both because Johnny knows how to not teach it the wrong way or how to teach it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Teach the offense,
but without it having that just carelessness to it. Bulliness to it.
And also too, he knows Daniel's heart isn't.
Johnny's never really been a bully. He's always been about just being badass and being cool. Okay, the first movie he was a bully, but that was the point of the movie. But really, that's what Johnny always wanted, is just being cool. Like he wants to be cool, like everybody else. Like he wants to be cool.
Right. He's just being a badass, like he normally says.
That's literally what he says in the entire show. That's badass. Like everything is like that's how he rates everything.
But I also want to talk about this. I want to talk about this though too, man. And this is what another thing though too was whenever he looks at the logo, where Daniel looks at the logo of Cobra Kai, because when I remember whenever you first opened up Cobra Kai, and I remember that moment of all these flashbacks came in my head of all the bad and ugly things that happened to me. Now I can look back on it and say that it's in good hands in a sense.
Yeah, man, it's a great moment. Again, just another little but great moment in this show, man. Even them, the Miguel and Johnny sitting outside, man, in front of the all the way back to the first episode of them sitting in front of that little like convenience store that's right down, on the corner of where the dojo is. Like, man, there's so many good little moments.
I also like it when Johnny says, he goes, "What's up with this?" He goes, "That's the bill that has to be due, but I just paid it last month."
Yeah.
He goes, you have to pay that once a month, right? That's your rent.
Oh man, yeah. There's so many good moments in this show. I like I said. I mean, I think you and me have said it so many times with each other, but it's my favorite show of all time. It just is. It's
my favorite one. I can watch this all day long, to be honest with you.
Yeah, like I'm never going to argue with somebody about like, is this better? Is Game of Thrones better or anything like that? Of course, they're better made shows. Like they're better crafted shows, if you want to, act it, that kind of thing. But this show hits everything. Like
this is a show for us. How you have shows that are made for different people, right?
Yes.
This is a show that is made for us.
Yep. This show's
someone that grew up in the 80s that watched The Karate Kid and fell in love with The Karate Kid and watched all 3 Karate Kid movies. And then while pulling on our nostalgia, it's drawing in a new audience.
Yep.
And to be able to enjoy the things that we liked with a new audience, with a new open eyes.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I love it. There's one other thing I wanted to talk about too, because I think that we talked about the whole entire Cobra Kai thing with him opening up, but we forgot about Stingray.
Oh yes,
because Stingray is now teaching.
Oh my
Cobra Kai.
Oh yes, that's so good too. That's so good. That moment where he just leaves. He just leaves. I love that.
He was talking back to his mom. He goes, look, kids, I wasn't talking to my mom. That's not my mom.
Oh my god. Dude, and he has the car. I love that Johnny gave him the car too.
Me too. He gave him the car.
Yeah.
And then another thing that happens that I laugh my ass off is when Johnny winds up telling the kid, look, do not wear those glasses in here. Wear contacts next time because those are ugly.
Yeah.
And then you have the same. Then get this: you actually have your other student teaching Cobra Kai to them as well, not just Stingray.
Yeah, Miguel's there.
Yep.
Tori's there. Robbie will be there. But they'll be but those three will be teaching both, right? You would think they would be teaching both sides, Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai, right?
I think Robbie would be more on Cobra Kai. Same thing with Tori.
And you think Miguel
would probably do both.
Miguel probably do both, sure.
Because he's more of that kind-hearted
person
does
Robbie
that he is.
And Tori even have the time?
No, they're not going to have the time to do jack shit.
I don't know how much they can teach, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, they're not going to have time for anything. They're going to be doing photo shoots, magazine ads, movies, and not to mention logos and a bunch of other things later on down the road in their future.
Can we get a spin-off with Robbie and Tori?
I ship it.
I'd watch it.
Me too.
Them going around doing crazy shit. Yeah. Kicking
yeah.
Oh, what if they were like superheroes at night? Like they just went around like vigilante style kicking people's asses. That'd be awesome.
No, but I'm not going to go that far.
No.
This is not Batman. This is not.
They have like masks and shit.
Right. Who are you? I'm Robbie. But great season, final season of Cobra Kai.
Yeah, I'm sad it's over, but it was so satisfying.
I enjoyed the ride that we got from it.
Yeah, definitely something I will watch again and again for sure.
Same. And matter of fact, we have to do rewatches.
Oh, I want to do everything. I want to do the movies, the series, everything.
We'll do it. Seriously, man.
I'm down for that.
All right, guys. So my question for you is, what is some of your favorite moments from Cobra Kai? It can be the final season. It can be the first season. It doesn't matter because Cobra Kai never dies.
Never dies.
And seriously.
Never dies.
Come on, guys. Tell us what you think. Comment below. Even after the show, if you guys want to just geek out with me, email me at movieloversunite@gmail.com. Also, go on ahead on Spotify as well. Listen to me on Spotify. And I'll comment back and forth with you guys because I love geeking out with you guys. I love creating a community where you guys actually have a chance to talk to me and stuff. Don, I know you have a new channel up and running, so go on ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, it's a gaming channel that we've been working on some stuff. It's called the Gilded Gaming Guys. So come check us out over there, guys, and be stuff coming very soon, very, very soon.
Yep.
Yes.
So that's gonna be it as far as this goes. But guys, I have more shows lined up coming up as well, and so does Rossie.
Twisted Metal season 2, baby.
What's that?
Twisted Metal season 2.
Yes, we got John and I are going to be doing Twisted Metal season 2. Not to mention, we're also going to do the new Daredevil series as well.
Oh yeah.
March 5th, I have Beth from Made for Movie TV podcast with me. We're going to be doing the Outsiders review with Ralph Macchio, the Ralph Macchio movie. We're going to be doing, a matter of fact, I actually have Stu coming on the show from the UK. We're going to be doing the Cable Guy review on March 2nd at 2:00 p.m. And and they have a podcast called It Doesn't Hold Up Podcast. What's that?
Oh, Billy.
Yep.
It's one of my favorite. I love Cable Guy.
We'll do it. So, guys, that's going to be it as far as this show goes. Go on ahead, follow me on all social medias in the links below. You can also find this man in the links in the descriptions below as well. If it's not there, I will provide that link later on, and I'll put that in the show as well. So, show Don some love, show Jason some love, and be excellent to each other. You guys have a great and safe night, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching and listening to us on Spotify and wherever you guys get your podcast from. Do us a favor and show us a 5-star review on where you guys get your podcast from, and also visit our Unfiltered Studio friends over there as well. We have the Pills of Support. We also have the Sleepy G Show. We also have the Stupid History Minute, and that's going to be it. Everyone, have a great and safe night. Bye-bye.